I'm not the enemy. Are you the enemy? Who is the? Are you the enemy? I'm not the enemy. Who's the enemy? I'm an educator, your historian, the unpaid advisor to government and opposition. I bring you songs of levity, party and social commentary. In other lands, I am a cultural icon, but due to my proclivity to expose the ills of my country, they designate me an enemy of the state. But it's my love for country that make me question the things I see going wrong, like the crime rate that keep on going up, that the PM says going down. Is he take a corrupt tip-off cop and made him the deputy? Between he and Edme, the police force can function effectively. Police used to work for 8 hours straight and went home to take a rest. Now this 4 hours on, 4 hours off, got the force in a mess. Is you who handcuff the police? Now they can't control the crime rate. So don't call me an enemy of the state. Anyone who critique your policies, you want their head on a plate. So tell me who's the real enemy of the state? I'm not the enemy. Are you the enemy? Who's the enemy? Tell me. I'm not the enemy. Are you the enemy? Who's the enemy? They tell me tourism is the lifeblood of the country. Still we keep increasing the budget to that ministry. But the more we spend on that industry, is the less result we do see. Now the whole country, it seems, waiting desperately till Marriott open its doors. 40,000 plus on pause. Can one hotel save us from catching hell? Oh well, what is my love for country that made me question the deal they gave Royal P? A $400 million hotel with their own electricity. If we upgraded we power plant, they would buy the current from we. $20 million or more yearly to sweeten the treasury. Then they tell me both are resigning, he not taking another turn. I said a jump and prance as a good riddance, for there's hope for tourism. His performance in that industry got hoteliers desperate, yet he treats me like an enemy of the state. From 500 ships in 95, now 158. So tell me who's the real enemy of the state?
You're the enemy.
I'm not the enemy. Who's the enemy? Are you the enemy? Minister of Justice, oh, can you tell me why Angela Innes is not paid what the courts decree? When she was making her contributions, you were nowhere to be found. Now she's squanting while you're buying up condominium. You also got Consummate Chum, our first female parliamentarian, still can't get her gratuity and pension. But it's my love for country that make me question this bold-faced hypocrisy. Your actions are simply degrading the women of this country. I hope that Jess and Henry Martin don't support your policy. For what goes around come back around, no matter whom you may be. These women serve with distinction and should get their due respect. Not scandalize and victimize. To this action I object. Your Mr. AG means all women must subjugate, and that makes you an enemy of the state. If you taking orders from Dougie, it means you eating from the same plate. So tell me who's the real enemy of the state? Oh, watch me now. I'm not the enemy. Are you the enemy? Who's the enemy?
The Lord.
I'm not the enemy. Who is the enemy? Tell me. Almost every weekend is party. Soon we'll start the campaigning with Berries and Byron Lee, while the bell tolling at SSMC and tourism catching hell. One night at JN Fast costing more than a hotel. Then IMF tell Douglas Plea he must raise taxes again. So who got cocoa in sun? Look out for rain. Yes, it's my love for country that make me question the state of the economy. We could well use the 36 million you spent on inquiry, and yet you take up the best golf course and sell out to Royal P. Bota was not in favor of that one, and with him I must agree. You are the leader of this country, but to lead effectively, you must listen to suggestions from Calypsonia like me. If I'm the only one in the country to pinpoint your mistake, does that make me an enemy of the state? Sandra Byron no longer boos me, cause she knows I don't deal with hate. So maybe you're the real enemy of the state. The Jew is out on you. And you know what? You ain't come to the circus as yet. We're still waiting. Are you the enemy? Who's the enemy?
Sounds of the Man King, Socrates, enemy of the state. I'm DJ Mauricio, and I'm coming to you live and direct from my bunker here on Monday evening. Yes, this is a special event this evening, special feature. I'll be giving you some updates and talking some things. But my good people, just before we get into that part of the podcast, let me just drop this ad, because I know many of you may be scrolling through the web and run into us by accident and wondering what this is all about. The DJ is here each and every Wednesday evening, but this evening it's a special event, so stand by.
Wednesday evenings are heating up. Log on to DJ Mauricio's Facebook Live broadcast every Wednesday evening from 6 to 8 p.m. It's a frank and a candid exploration into the social, cultural, political, and economic issues affecting our federation. And just in case you missed it, you can also catch the broadcast on his YouTube channel, DJ Mauricio. Subscribe to the channel on YouTube and smash that bell. You will be notified whenever he goes live. DJ Mauricio, every Wednesday evening, Facebook 6 to 8 p.m. or thereafter on his YouTube channel, DJ Mauricio. Log on.
Yes, you heard it right. DJ Mauricio is here each and every Wednesday evening. So feel free to log on between 6 and 8 p.m. and get an update on what's taking place in our beloved federation. Now let's take a quick run across the Navis and hear what my boy Carbo have to say on that side of the globe.
Cabos, located at Fountain Village in Nevis, is the go-to spot for your Saturday treats. Tantalize your taste buds with his delectable Cabos Delicacy Goat Water. Or, if you prefer some soul food, then Cabos Fungi and Fish is definitely the way to go. Call ahead and reserve at 869-663-9694. Then make your way over to Cabos and enjoy the vibrant atmosphere while you savor your delicacy. Cabos, we are not changing, we are only improving.
Food all over, food all over.
Yes, Brother Carver has the food all over Davis there, but he also provides services here and St. Kitts. So feel free to give my brother Carver a call and let him know DJ Marisha sent you. Now let's take a quick listen to my girl sister Carmen Caterers.
Girl Sandra, you know where you can find nice fresh local food 7 days a week, one provision and all kind of thing. Girl, where? Right down there by Shellings, by Carmen Catering Services. Girl, she opposite the bus stop. Girl, and she also cater for weddings, parties, anything you want to cater for, funeral and all. Girl, and trust me, you're gonna enjoy the food. And she also selling bites and Sundays. Opposite the car shop, right down the main road. Girl, you could call 665-1494 or 663-6005 to order your food or go and pick up your food. Girl, the food will be finger licking and you get your money worth. You ain't want nothing better than that.
You heard that. And Sister Carmen is open each and every Monday from 12 noon to 5 p.m. there at Shirley, opposite the West Side Ferry Terminal there in Bastia. And a Sunday, midday to 5, right there in Boys Village, opposite the Algarve shop. Now let's take a quick listen to my boy, Brother Daniel, there about some business tragedies there in Nevis.
Welcome to Strategies for Business Success, right here on 2020visionradio.com and on 102.1 FM with business development advocate Daniel Arthurton. Each week, Danny will build on a foundation to ensure your success in business. Being in business can be daunting, and Strategies for Business Success can help you avoid the pitfalls. Join Danny right here on 2020visionradio.com, on 102.1 FM, and on your other social media platforms every Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. That's right, Tuesday evenings at 7 p.m. The time and place for your business dreams to come true.
Yes, thank you, Brother Danny. And I want to big up my folks there, thanking my brother, the man, Brother Powell, Brother Scatter there, Island Purified Water, the real water people, the good water people in Main Street and St. Kitts. Thanks for your usual to keeping the DJ hydrated and making sure that I can go through the process here whenever I have to go live. So thank you. Now let's take a quick listen to my boy, Brother Malvern Gums out of St. Thomas, Virgin Islands, is owner of Spectrum Band. Let's hear what he has to say about the DJ.
Hey, this is Malvern from Spectrum Band, and you're listening to DJ Marisha, playing you the best in Caribbean music.
You got that.
Hey, this is Malvern from Spectrum Band, and you're locked into DJ Marisha. Keep it locked.
Right there. You don't move that dial, my good people. Right about now, I'm going to drop a track as I'm going to be waiting for a guest to join me this evening. As I said, it's a special event, special evening, some updates, and what is happening in our Beloved Federation. But in the meantime and between time, I'm going to swing across to the Virgin Islands there. My boy by the name of Louis Abel Jr. created a song some years back, speaking about Rosa Parks and the struggle, what Black people have to go through back in the days. This one is called Still in the Back of the Bus, and mentally, we in our Beloved Federation are definitely still back there, still thinking backwards.
Upon a bus as she staked her claim at the time when racial injustice reigned. What transpired? You think she was insane? Rosa Parks took a stand like a man against another man, who told her move to the back of the bus. No, I was here first. a box that I paid the same amount as you. So if fear is fear and fear is fear, then I can sit here too. Now in present time, her freedom star spike has turned to pine. When we poison black people's thinking, we got freedom but we destroy lives. Double standards, same words, no rhyme. We rather just push and shove, teach hate not love. Why not give back our freedom, brother? We are still in the back.
Oh yeah.
We're still in the back. We're still in the back at the bus. Where we're from, and we don't have a place. Caucasians have America, Spanish have Spain, Orientals in Asia. I think you know what I'm saying. Now some black people of the Caribbean want no part of Africa. If you tell them come and let me go back home, they say and today's youths don't understand. We all have to take a stand, cause with the influence of different cultures, we turn to criminals and money vultures. And youth music reflects this crime with distasteful and filthy rhymes, influencing young people's thinking. Hip hop, rap and dance hall makes we don't mother ball. And only guns we know in black movie show. We don't corrupt the kids with love no more. We're still in the back. We're still in the back. We're still in the back at the bus.
Yeah, man. Good evening, son. Welcome to the ride.
So beware who invite you. You might be taking a chance. They built a beautiful mall and a pretty market. Well, tell me which one black people going get. Did you know Ku Klux Klan make millions from those pretty car fragrant squonks? And went on national TV and told us thanks black people you don't. Took a turn to say her clothes were not intended to be worn by us. And Timberland shoes making millions can lose from black people who they abuse. Now just to make a dime, you see we've lost our flipping mind, selling drugs to people we should hug. And standing in a line, a man use his last 2 dimes to get on boardwalk. The RC open chances pass them by. That's why Miss Rosa's star don't shine. We're still in the back. We're still in the back. We're still in the back at the bus. Hey, 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 hey. take a closer look, cause by hook or by crook they find the money to build us more jails. Now I hope you see that it's time for us to get off our black behinds and do something to change young people's thinking. Give them knowledge, wisdom and pride before thoughts of destruction control their minds. Forget the guns and the drugs and the money, give them love. For God's sake, let's all help somehow, or we'll be still in the back. We'll be still in the back. We'll be still in the back at the bus. We'll be still in the back. We'll be still in the back. We'll be still in the back at the bus. We'll be still. We will be still. We don't want to be still in the back at the bus.
Yes, sounds of the man Louis Ible Jr. of the Virgin Islands, there, St. Thomas to be exact, won the Calypso Crown on many occasions. And that song is so lyrical and so factual that I definitely had to play it this evening. My good people, as I stand by for my guests, let me drop another track here by another king out of the Virgin Islands, the man they call Soldier, by way of Keon, living in the Virgin Islands. This one is called We the People.
We the people keep the world turning. I say you better believe it. When some politicians get elected and they reach the top, some of them just forget we put them in there, promoting their own interests and they pulling their pocket up. Some don't remember you till election day, but tell them we are the ones with the power and they ought to know that we can determine their future. We are in control. We put you in, we can take you out. Remember the people have the real clout. So, united we stand, divided we fall. We the people, yes, we are in control. Believe me. United we stand, divided we fall. Always remember that we run this world. Cause if we didn't go and vote, Barack won't be president. And if we don't go to church, Pastor KB won't make a cent. It's the people, we the people, make this world go round. I say you better believe it. It's the people, we the people, make this world go round and round.
Oh yeah.
And round and round and round. Die, 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 die. Take for instance Apple, they just formed, now they are billionaires. Because everybody buy a iPhone. Then comes Samsung, they copy what Apple do. Now everybody own a Galaxy too. Now AT&T getting richer off of me and you. And Sprint with the horrible service, robbing me and you. Innovative, I switch into you. I don't care what all the others do. So, united we stand, divided we fall. We the people, yes, we are in control. Believe me, united we stand, divided we fall. Always remember that we run this world. Cause if we didn't buy iPhone, Apple would not exist. And if it wasn't for we, there won't be no galaxy. It's the people, we the people, make this world go round. I say you better believe it. It's the people, we the people, make this world go round and round and round and round and round.
Come on!
Die, lie, die, die, die. We the people. I say you better believe it. Take any entertainer, any singer, any movie star. We are the ones who give them their fame. It's we who buy their CDs and their movies, everything they got. That's why they are millionaires today. But some of them take it for granted and end up on drugs. Look how some rappers behaving like a bunch of thugs. They don't even give thanks to the Lord, while other poor people have life so hard. United we stand, divided we fall. Believe it or not, we are in control. I tell you, united we stand, divided we fall. Always remember that we run this world. Cause if we don't buy a thing, the economy suffering. And if we don't spend we cash, the stock market bound to crash. It's the people, we the people, make this world go round. I say you better believe it. It's the people, we the people, make this world go round and round and round and round and round. Hey, die, lie, die, die, die. This competition would be nothing without you out there. You are the reason why I am here. You spend your money to support us each and every year, and it's making the culture grow. So, on behalf of all Calypsonians, let me say to you how much we appreciate everything you do. But I know all of you come here for one thing: to see me repeat tonight as your king. So, united we stand, divided we fall. We the people, yes, we are in control. Believe me, united we stand, divided we fall. Always remember that we run this world. Cause if you never show up, this competition would flop. And if you wasn't out there, my audience would be a cheer. It's the people, We the people make this world go round. I say you better believe it. It's the people. We the people make this world go round and round and round and round and round. Hey.
Yeah, man. Share the live, share the live. Yeah, man, Sons of the Man, Soldier the out of St. Thomas, Virgin Islands, by way of Keons and Kits. And as I stand by for my guests, I'm going to drop another track here. This one is by my brother there, Brother Emmanuel, the man King Shortshirt out of Antigua and Barbuda.
Power rules the world today. Power corrupts, they say. And absolute power corrupts you. Absolutely. It can change a man who has a heart of gold, make him cruel, wicked, self-centered and cold. Many men in this land, many organizations fought for freedom and justice throughout the land. When they have power and authority, they don't give a damn about nobody. Prostituting the island to all and sundry, they peddling my people's right. Exploiting, oppressing, less freedom, more suffering. I wonder how we survive. Think it over, my friend. Think it over again. Think it over, don't vex with me, shorty. Think it over, I'm singing as I see. Food we can't even buy, murder the price too high. Malnutrition killing the children while we the adults starving. Yet the prices rising without control. Young man begging bread by the side of the road. And the chamber of commerce in this land, I tell you, they don't give one damn. The more we try to economize, the more cost of living rise. When they have power and authority, they don't give a damn about nobody. They prostituting the island, milking the land dry. They making my people starve. Exploiting, oppressing, less freedom, more suffering. This thing just can't go on. Think it over, my friend. Think it over, carefully again. Think it over, don't vex with me, shorty. Think it over, I'm singing as I see. Work we can't even find. Life seems a waste of time. Nothing to do but sit around the corner line. Though frustrated, some would rather starve than beg. Others turn to crime and steal what they can get. And the judges have no sympathy, they're hammering everyone that they catch. Even little children are jailed without regret. When they have power and authority, they don't give a damn about you or me. Or what they do, lock me up when they catch me smoking little tampy while the social rich are freed. Exploiting, oppressing, less freedom, more suffering. A poor man's life is really hard indeed. Think it over, my friend. Think it over, carefully again. Do it again. Think it over, don't vex with me, shorty.
Well, the King Shortshirt, it appears as though my guest has arrived. Brother Gums, are you there?
Hi, good day, DJ Marisha. I am here. Thank you so much for the invitation. I thought about appearing on your show. I thought the invitation would have been given, but I never thought that it would have been given so soon.
Well, partner, that's what God do the things, you know. It's God working in my life, you know.
Yes.
Anyway, I know many folks tuned in last night. I heard all of the positive comments today from most people. I read some of the threads from last night. You know, the haters gonna hate, and the positive people who knows better will be positive. So,
Yes.
it's your first time on the DJ Marisha experience. So, could you just give a quick synopsis of who I'm speaking to?
Well, my name is Azad Gums. I'm Deputy Political Leader of the People's Action Movement. I'm attorney at law. I practice here within the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. I also host my own program called Unfiltered, in which you were a guest just last evening.
Great. And the deputy leader for the People's Action Movement, Pam.
Yes, that is correct.
Yes. Well, I want to thank you again for the invitation last evening. We had a very good discussion, and I respect your professionalism and courtesy to me, being, as you said, you represent an opposition to who I support. And
Yes.
people highlighted that today. People called me from even New York, the UK, and saying, man, Mr. Gums really handled himself well, and you handle yourself well for two individuals that's supporting two opposite parties. So,
Indeed. And as I say, DJ Marisha, this is how it is supposed to be. We're supposed to be able to interact, engage on national issues, whether or not we support the same party or not. Both of us belong to the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis, and by extension, we do have or should have the Federation's best interest at heart.
and definitely that is where I am at. Country above self, I'm not into the friendship business and that kind of stuff. And Brother Azad, to the point, the reason for me inviting you to the program this evening, my podcast is normally on a Wednesday evening,
Yes.
but there was some development earlier today, which I
Yes.
expected for some months now, weeks. When I spoke about the 20 by 20 meeting in St. Paul's a couple of weeks ago, I thought I would have heard from them on the next day. Didn't hear from them for the last couple of weeks. But last night when you asked me the question and I answered you honestly, when you asked from a scale from 1 to 10, where I
Yes.
rated the Labour Party, and I said 5, I knew that would sink in, and I knew there'll be some reaction, and there was some reaction. So I wanted to give you the news firsthand, along with my listeners, because I respect the people. This program is the people's program. I am here because of the people. So I just wanted to share with you that following our broadcast last night, which was very interesting, I was summoned to a meeting this afternoon. Just about 3 o'clock, I run into the operation manager, director of operation outside, and said that she was supposed to be calling me because the PS said he wanted to have a meeting with me between 3 and 4. So I said, no problem. Like I said, I've been expecting things, so I'm prepared for the conversation. So upon my arrival to the conference room, good afternoon, everyone was there. And the PS informed me that he was instructed to give me a letter. Basically, it's
Yes.
called a separation letter. I don't know if you know what is a separation letter.
Well, I assume when you say separation letter, it is to separate you from the organization, separate you from the regular course of employment.
Correct. And that is what I got today, which was long overdue because, to be honest with you, I have a good friend in Sandy Point by the name of Laru. For the past 3 months, him and I have a joke. I would stop there every Thursday morning and I would tell him I'm going up. I do not know if I'm going to get the letter, but I'm going up. I do not know
Yes.
what the situation may be. And it's funny, this morning, I stopped there, bought him a beer, and we joke about it again. I said, partner, I'm going up this morning. I do not know if after my interview with Azad last night, what his status is, but I'm going to check to see if my letter is available. And
Yes.
the letter was available. And I want to read it in its entirety for people to understand the problem that we have in our beloved federation. They doesn't understand that we elect people to run the country and do the right thing. And people have a right to call you out when you're not doing the right thing. I'm not going to come here tonight or any other night and cuss Prime Minister Drew, the Labour administration, or anyone else. But I will make it clear that this program this evening, you could call it the Get Rid of Them campaign because it's official. They start the war and we're going to finish it. I don't
Yes.
start nothing, I finish things. And I always finish a winner. Now, the letter is dated May 9th, 2025. It says, Dear Mr. Mauricio, as usual, I don't even spell my name correctly. Care of Ministry of Health, UFS, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Health. Dear Mr. Mauricio, I am directed to inform you of the decision to terminate your employment with the government of St. Kitts and Nevis as of 13th May 2025. Enclosed with this letter are checks made payable to you representing the following benefits that you on your termination of employment. Should you have any question, please contact Human Resources Management, blah, blah, blah. Cool. I accept the letter gracefully, and I thank them for giving me the opportunity and basically letting them know that I expect this letter for some time. The postman was slow, but is accepted. And basically, if I want to make a stink about the situation, I can. But for now, let it marinate. Because as I've said to my listeners over the past months, I am aware of the things that I am saying is not in favor of the current administration. I am aware that at some point in time, as Big Lie said, the things people will react. We have seen the attitude of this administration. We have seen the mistakes, mishaps. And I went back early and looked at the thread from last night, and I see a particular individual there having a lot to say. This is an individual that was living overseas like me, that came back, tried to do business, have been calling me, have been trying to convince me to go after the prime minister and don't support the prime minister because they are all corrupt and they are all this and they are all that. And I never entertained the conversation. So when I look at the thread earlier today and see that same individual that is attacking me, I say, cool breeze, no problem. The scabs that is around the prime minister, he will understand who they are. And as I said to you last night, Mr. Azad,
Yes.
the question would be asked and still asked, do I support the prime minister? And the answer was yes last night.
Yes, you did. In fact, despite your criticisms of the Labour administration, the way in which they are handling St. Kitts and Nevis, you said you were in full support of the Prime Minister. In fact, I was taken aback that you were still in support of him, and I questioned you on that, and you said that yes, you're in support of the prime minister. He went on to say that he inherited. When I said that he inherited a strong Labour Party, one that he is causing to self-destruct while in government, you said he inherited a divided Labour Party. So you gave him the benefit of the doubt that there had been some division. And as a result of that division, his performance or the performance of this government has been not up to standard. And so you, in my view, gave a defense to the prime minister to see that such an action has been taken against you now. It is not, in my view, I mean, I said that I am interested in politics. I have shown that I am hoping to be the candidate for constituency number 4. And if so, elected member of parliament and under administration of the People's Action Movement. This is what it is unfortunate. What I would like to do, regardless of whatever stance you have, regardless of whatever political party you support, once you are equipped and has been employed in a job and you carry out your function, that is all. Your political affiliation should not guarantee you a job or take it away. I mean, at the end of the day, you should be awarded a job based on your merit. And if it is that based on your performance in that job, you have fallen below the threshold necessary, then and only then I think the consideration for termination should be.
For the record, Brother Azad, as I said last night, My campaign to get rid of the farm administration never had in it any benefits, getting a job with government. As a matter of fact, following the August 5th election and the 12th of August, prior to the swearing in,
Yes.
a group of us that was a part of the Get Rid of Them team and my podcast met with the Prime Minister. And even at that point, I made it clear at the table I have no interest in benefiting anything for my service. Several people at the table stayed quiet, which told me that they expect something. I wasn't campaigning for anything. There's a particular individual, I remember when the meeting came to a close and the Prime Minister got up. He pulled the Prime Minister in a corner and started whispering. And I'm hearing the person telling the Prime Minister what they wanted. And I'm saying to myself, but this man just sit at the table along with me and agree he didn't want anything. But he actually wanted something, but he don't want nobody to be involved with that. And I leave it at that. There was a situation that took place in New York. I'm not going to call her name this evening because I respect her as a person and she made it clear to me that she's a labor supporter. And when I did the demonstration in Manhattan, after the two individuals got arrested in St. Kitts for placards during the Independence weekend, and people was tear gas. That's what kicked me into gear, trying to campaign for change. All those days, the Labour administration had no interest in governmental election. All them days, Doug is sitting in a little deli day in town with the foot cock, so he cocking the foot, sipping the coffee. People's slang was a cocking my foot and a drink me water, minding my business. They had no interest in a change of government because they figure the unity was there until 2025. My persistence and hard work, I didn't say I do it by myself, but my persistence and hard work is why we have a Labour government today. And there was a gentleman that Naomi told me she asked him prior to my demonstration in Manhattan if he was coming to support my march. And that gentleman told her he never got time with Marisha and his stupidness, he got to go work. But today, as we speak, and I sent a message to the Prime Minister about it when he was employed. Today, as we speak, that gentleman replaced Alva Pemberton at the mission. A gentleman from St. Peter's, a friend of the Prime Minister. And I let the Prime Minister know from day one my dissatisfaction. You cannot tell me that everybody that was opposing me while I'm campaigning for Labour administration, they get in position. I received a WhatsApp, and it's here on my phone. I received a WhatsApp from the then ambassador, Miss Neris Chiverton, on the 26th of August, 2022. And she said, good morning. Are you available for a meeting on Friday between 2 and 4 p.m.? Would like to discuss some matters with you.
Yes.
And I went to the meeting because I'm in New York cooling out, and I went to the meeting. And it was a very good conversation. She explained to me the appreciation of the Prime Minister and the Labour Party for my work. And they wanted to know if I was interested in anything I can contribute to help the government.
Yes.
And I made it clear to her, I know the rumors is out there that I want work at the mission. I have no interest in any work at the mission. She said, well, is there anything else that you can do? And I said, my former job is healthcare. I know the Prime Minister is speaking about getting the hospital accredited and whatever. If they need me in that area, I'm available.
Yes.
The Prime Minister and I initiated several conversations following that. And eventually, I was down in St. Kitts back in 23 for music festival. He tried to get me started then, and I told him I could not. I went back to New York. We stayed in communication. He messaged me. He asked me, could I start on September 1st? I tell him, no, that's Labor Day in New York. I could not. I will try for the middle of September. I came in here on the 13th. I went and met with the DHI. We had our conversation. He gave me a rounds of the place.
Yes.
And I started on the 18th of September. When I did my assessment of the facility, I realized the place is not ready for accreditation structurally. So I have been doing what I can. You hear them boasting about they put new roof on the hospital. There is no new roof on the hospital. The hospital was waterproof by the Taiwanese because of my insistence with the Prime Minister, and I give him credit for that. And whenever I hear the lies, it hurt me. I would reach out to the Prime Minister and I'm saying, man, stop misleading the country, stop misleading the people. You know, it's not good. You're going to come back to haunt you. So
That is
I say
that
all of
is
that to say
very
this. I say all of that to say this. I knew that my presence in that job would not be long because I'm not one who's going to spin or lie about things. I don't have that in me. So today it was like a weight lift from my shoulder because I am carrying the weight of defending the Prime Minister, protecting the Prime Minister, protecting the Labour Party. And it's not an easy way to carry with all the lies and disinformation that is out there. So what they did, basically, I want to thank them for allowing me to contribute to my country. And I want to thank them for the relief. And I believe that I need to thank you for assisting in getting me that relief. Because now I can feel free to let the citizens home, locally, regionally, and internationally know exactly what is taking place. Because people walking around here with their eyes wide open shut, Things that we campaign on from the former administration, it's plain that it's still continuing and even worse. And you speak about it, you don't stand a chance. Big Lies was the first casualty. Larry Bond was a casualty, and there's going to be more. I hope they're in a good shape like the DJ because, like I said, I don't have a problem being the sacrifice lamb. There's a lot of information out there. They accuse me of being a mercenary over the weekend. That gave me the signal what is taking place because I will explain before this podcast done if the screen don't go dark because I don't know if you realized something last night. They was
yes.
jamming your signal last night, so we could not really get a conversation. They cannot jam my signal, but they can shut off the electricity. So if the screen go dark, we'll come back another night.
Yes.
Because I'm here and I'm here to stay. I am not running any place. I don't need to be working in St. Kitts to be in St. Kitts. Okay?
I mean, DJ, it is, as I said before, it is unfortunate, but it is not surprising that this administration attacks its own, as you have indicated, and as you have given an example. The former advisor for the Prime Minister, Duncan Watley, Big Lice as he's known, spoke out against the administration. And no sooner that he did, he received his own separation. It is as though one cannot, in one breath, criticize and keep this government accountable and work under the government. And it is one thing if it is that your words or action jeopardize some sort of confidential information that you would have. I don't know you to have given any confidential information that pertains to your work or job or jeopardize the institution in which you were employed. I know that you discuss matters on a national basis. And I think that what you have discussed, most persons are talking about. And so I see it as very unfortunate. But we see that here in St. Kitts and Nevis, under the Labour administration, if their own supporters speak out, they are attacked, they are given whatever punishment they feel is necessary at the time. And so it begs me to question if they attack all the persons who assisted them in entering government, where are their soldiers going to be coming the next general election? And of course, if you speak out against this administration, if you speak out about the things that they say or do, they they label you as a political distractor. I have been labeled by the fake pages as a political distractor. I am not alarmed. I am not concerned. In fact, I will continue to speak about the issues as it relates to what we are facing, as it relates to what we are facing here in St. Kitts and Nevis. I am greeted and met by numerous people on a daily basis who encourage me to continue to speak out. Persons who say that the country is not being ran efficiently, things aren't going well. And so they are expecting a change. They are expecting greater leadership. They are expecting transparency and accountability. And unfortunately, this administration has failed to provide the people with those.
The root of the problem we have here now, Mr. Azad, is this. We campaign, as I said last night, on several matters. We campaign on the prison project. The Prime Minister himself went into Parliament and said that it's a corrupt project. We campaign on the electoral office. The people of Nevis crying out. We talk about bridging the gap in Nevis. The Prime Minister promised for almost 3 years that he will go across and have a town hall in Nevis with the people of Nevis. He have not. He been across the globe. He been to Nigeria. I cannot sit by and stay quiet about these things. This is not no secret. This is public. I know the difference between what I can discuss on this podcast as a citizen and what I can discuss as an employee of any organization. So I have no beef with anyone, but I will continue to speak truth to power.
And in fact, DJ, as you have indicated, now that you are no longer employed, you really have no chains around you. What they have done is they have released you to continue to speak on the behalf of the people of St. Kitts and Nevis.
For sure.
It's unfortunate that you have to have been sacrificed in such a way. And it is something that if I am in government, and I mean, I have colleagues who are supporters of the Labour Party. I have colleagues who are the supporters of my party, the People's Action Movement. I have colleagues who support the PLP, the CCM, and the NRP, regardless of where someone supports, who someone supports. If it is that it is a public service and it's a public service, and you're employed to serve not a political party, but to serve the people of St. Kitts and Nevis, I believe that the best minds should be at the table and not be infringed of those rights to serve the country. I think it's unfortunate, and I think it's something that we really have to look into. I mean, we really have to look at how we treat persons, how we treat individuals who are employed. Because what is going to happen is that persons are going to be fearful to even give an opinion on anything as it relates to what is going on in this federation. And soon, nor later, if it continues and persons are afraid, we'll have a voiceless nation where citizens rather remain silent than to address issues of national concern.
Now, the situation is this, when certain people have been victimized, they cry out victimization. I will not cry out victimization when it comes to the Labour administration. Prime Minister Joe have done whatever he could do, I guess, in his position. He has accommodated me in areas that when the time is right and I have to speak on them, I will speak on them honestly. I am pretty sure that cabinet today was about Marisha. And the decision was taken not by the Prime Minister's alone decision, because I spoke about what's taking place here in number 6. There's 2 members there that is not really carrying the weight. So I am
Let me ask you something, Marisha. Before your separation, was there a warning? Did they come and meet with you and say to you, well, Marisha, we understand that you have been on these radio programs, you hold your own podcasts. Did they give you some sort of reason to say that as a result of you being on these podcasts, that you undermine the integrity of your establishment, the institution in which you are employed? Did they do that?
The answer is no. That's why I said earlier up top that if I am one of those individuals that choose to address this matter in a legal way, I can. That is something for another conversation. But the bottom line is something that I expected because I am aware of the system I'm dealing with. I am aware of the culture here in St. Kitts and Nevis. Whether it's right, legal or not, I understand. I have seen many illegality taking place under this administration, and I've spoken about it. So the simple fact that I spoke about the illegality of how they dealt with the MSR situation, that does not sit well with them. Because that MSR situation started prior to this administration. This administration is almost 3 years into their first term, and the matter have not been resolved, and they have not dealt with it properly. And I'll tell you this, I'm going to have a gentleman here on Wednesday evening on my podcast, and we're going to reflect of where I got involved in this matter. And when I got involved, it was not about nothing to do with this extortion. The distraction and the cloud that they're trying to throw over the facts not going to save them. The people out there that spend their money to become citizens of this country, who, for whatever reason, went through some illegality to get their citizenship and whatever was recalled. It started from the former administration, and it came to this administration, and people still out there crying about their refund. I see some video going around there on one of these media houses where these Russians and whoever else saying that is so many years now since they're waiting for a refund. And all I said to the PM, now, according to the information, and I got the documents to show it.
Marisha, I could say this, that I have clients or a client who's found himself in the same situation, having paid for the citizenship, having been from one of those countries, and now having been promised a refund for years now. It's been years, and nothing has come of it. In fact, the individual has now taken legal action. And so these are not just allegations. It's the reality which we face.
But it is not good for the country, Brother Azad, because I am getting called from the international media houses. I was interviewed 2 weeks ago by a newspaper, the London Financial Times. The Prime Minister is aware of that. I could not duck them anymore. It's been weeks they've been after me for an interview. And the same question that you asked last night about why I support the Prime Minister is the same reason why I give them. And I explained to them I don't have the information that they're looking for. Whatever information is out there is what it is. I don't have any more than that. Now, according to my boy Carbo, and this is where I came into contact with Mr. Martinez, my good friend Carbo in Nevis, one night, I think it might have been in August of last year, he put something in the thread that the Premier of Nevis gave Mr. Martinez all this money and he went to St. Kitts and buy the OTI. Why couldn't he use the money to buy a hotel in Nevis? And I repeated it. And following the close of the podcast, I received a call. If anybody could check my top of my page, you will see my numbers are there. You could call me anytime. I received a call from Mr. Martinez. I did not know he listens to my podcast. I found out now that not only Mr. Martinez, a great deal of people, including the US Justice Department, listens to my podcast. So I have not been lying to anyone, and I make it even worse now. I know the range that I reach, I will not be misleading anyone. But he explained to me that, Mr. Marisha, you made a statement about the MSR team getting money from the Nevis government and went to St. Kitts and buy a hotel, and that is false. And he explained to me the reality is that he had investors that invest in buying this hotel, and they came in with some funds and bought the hotel. He also explained to me that the monies that the Nevis Island administration was given to the operation of the movies on Nevis really went to accommodation, which is Dear and Daniel and the Four Seasons. The issue with Dear and Daniel is that Dear and Daniel did not want the Nevis people to know that he was doing business with the CCM government. So the monies was going to MSR and come back to Dear and Daniel. That's I found out in the end. I got the documents to show that. So I accepted what Mr. Martinez was saying. And even if they might call Mr. Martinez a fraudster and whatever they want to call him, we got bigger fraudsters in Parliament in St. Kitts Nevis, because he produced the fact. And I've heard many things said in Parliament in St. Kitts Nevis that are not to be a lie. I have not come public and tell them to stop lying to the people. I tell them to their face when I see them, stop it. Things that you guys are saying is not, so it's going to come back to haunt you. Now, the situation is that following Mr. Martinez explaining all of that to me, I came back to this podcast and I apologized to him for misleading the people. Following that conversation, I had a gentleman here by the name of Mr. Benter, who is a former chief of police of the Virgin Islands and a former senator of the Virgin Islands. And in discussing the matter of the CBI and what was taking place with the MSR situation, I think it was in October of the same year, I received a message from Mr. Martinez again, asking me about Mr. Benter because he presented the case so eloquently and asked, could we speak? And I told him when I sign off, I would. And we did have a conversation. Mr. Benter, because he's a former law person, have certain access. So many things that I would like him to look into, he can get it easily. I don't have that reach. He has that reach. And some of the things that he brought back to me, pardon, it was mind-boggling. He was going to hurt this country. And I did not want to see the country be like that out there in the public like it is now. What is taking place now all over the world and social media is a result of the action and inaction of the Prime Minister and the AG. Because when Mr. Benter got back to me about what he found out was taking place, I reached out to the Prime Minister. No response. I reached out to his NSA, explained to him the urgency. I had him speak to Mr. Benter about the information. A meeting was set up with AG, Prime Minister, Mr. Benter, and myself. That meeting was not so public. The meeting started off by Mr. Benter saying this meeting never took place. I'm just here to give you some information. You use it the way you want. That is as simple as the meeting was supposed to be, just to bring you some information. We met at the conference room at the government headquarters. Now, when I start hearing some of the things that was discussing in that meeting, pardon, I hold my head up because I did not understand the type of money went to this country from CBI and where the money went. Because the country, you cannot see it. So I was at a loss. And at one point, when Mr. Benter was presenting the information, he was stopped by the AG. And he asked, what's the ask? So Mr. Benter said, the ask, you guys are aware of the conversation you had previously. I'm not here for that. If you guys want to find out information, I can call the attorneys for the parties involved. They are on standby. They are aware that I am here. So if you guys want to have a conversation, I can set up that meeting. And they basically did not accept his offer to meet Mr. Martinez's attorneys. They told him they would get back to him. As I sit here tonight, whether they get back to him or not, I do not know. But to my knowledge, Mr. Benta left the Federation without communicating with either of them. Next thing I heard from the Prime Minister on his round table, I call it a square table, that somebody came into his office and shake him down for $40 to $100 million, which was a lie. I did not hear that. If the Prime Minister heard that conversation, he might have been in a previous conversation with whoever, but not in that conversation. And I pulled up the Prime Minister on it after, and I told him how I felt. So the people have to understand, I am not here to throw the Prime Minister under a bus, but if you're going to continue to use AI and fake news to gaslight your supporters, when the hurricane really come and when the fire really come, the people is going to go pay the price, not these people. Because you hear them talking about money gone down the drain, 400 million gone down the drain. They know where the money is, They know where the money is. And a lot of things that is going on, like I said, the general public do not know. But it's not just the DJ, If you look at Ian Patch's Libert podcast these days, you realize he's on the case stronger than me. When I interviewed Mr. Martinez in December, a lot of them in the Federation had me to kill. There are several people that Patch's Libert has interviewed recently that was offered to me to interview them, and I said no. I am not going to be interviewing anyone to try and take down the country or the government. That is not my mission. So I abstained from interviewing these people. I had enough facts. And what the facts were, Mr. Hazard, is this. Mr. Martinez's claim was that he bought the OTI for some $800+ million because he was encouraged by Prime Minister Joe to buy this hotel. Monies was owed to the government by TDC. He explained that at the closing, there was a representative from the government to collect their money before TDC could get the balance. He went on to explain that the shares that they receive with the hotel that's supposed to be sold, I think is at $250,000, would have been able to pay back the money they spent, they invested for the hotel, and get a little thing off the top. But then he found out that while he's mandated to sell these shares for $250,000, Galaxy, through the former administration, who has a project, a prison project that costs less, got 5,500 shares, equal to 22,000 passports, so they start selling them at a discount. So he's at a disadvantage. He brought the information to the attention of the Prime Minister before he was elected and after he was elected. And he was ignored. They were saying it's not true, fake news. We know now that this information, that it was a fact, because they have reached out to people and have, canceled citizenship and said they had collected monies. So we already have that fact now that there was underselling. So where the MSR matter is concerned, I am saying to the Prime Minister, and I'm saying to the country, you guys were saying it's not true, even though you know it was true. Bullshitting the people, not knowing that Mr. Martinez had the information. Well, now the information come to light because you're embarrassed. You blame Mr. Martinez, so you decide that you're going to disbarred him from being a part of selling CBI. So if these people come in and invest all this money, and you are now disbarring them from selling the passport to make back their money, but what you expect? They're going to just sit back so and say, it's fine. I go to Kentucky and people order a breast and don't get it and they make nice. I got an auntie in St. Paul that used to rent some little hookup house to people. $50 a week or $25 a week. And if 2 weeks pass and they don't pay her, she when she go on court, she wants you $25. I hear Premier Brantley talk sometime back about in Nevis, where Social Security taking people to court. The lawyer fee is more than what the social they owe. There are people here in St. Kitts that went to prison for not paying their social. Our AG, current AG, I defended him when I heard that he did not pay his nanny's Social Security. I thought it was a one-time deal. I understand it's some 2-3 times. So, partner, these are realities that we are speaking about. So, DJ Marisha is not attacking the government, but I understand it make them look bad, but I warn them up front. Do not go in there and do the same thing as the farmer administration or worse. Because guess what? The DJ not going to come easy. And this is where we are. I gave them a 2-year reprieve to get matters arranged and do what they have to do. 2 years later, I start asking questions. So, partner, the letter was long overdue. Because I'm not here to spin. Understand? I understand the situation and I will deal with it the way I see fit. And like I said, I'm not here to cuss, blame, or be upset with anyone. But I want the folks of this country to understand that we elected a government to do right by the people. And they're not doing what they campaign to do, their manifesto to do. And if speaking out, every citizen, what you are going to do now? You're going to deport people because they talk about things. You're going to cut off the water because they speak. You're going to cut off the sun and the moon and the sunlight because they speak. That is what you are going to do. So,
DJ, I've sat here and I've listened to your account of what you say based on conversations you've had and what you have looked at and what you have persons you have engaged with. And I too am looking at this point in time, looking at this point in time, looking at what is happening in our federation as relates to the MSR matter. I think it is a concern for us as citizens. You understand? Because it has so many effects. We realize that the program has, well, over the time, it generated significant resources for the state. In fact, over between 2022 and I think 2024, well, no, 2021, from 2021, 2022, 2023, it accounted for majority of our revenue coming inside. And we realized in 2024, it was a drop. And so when there's a drop in the revenue, especially as this is one of our major income into our federation, it is cause of concern because we recognize that the economy is stagnant. Some would say it's on a decline. We recognize the IMF in its report said that by 2030, if we continue on the projection that we are at, that we will have a 68% deficit. Just recently, I saw an article whereby Barbados is making deals with the IMF. We know under the Team Unity administration, which Pam was a part of, that we would have paid our debt to the IMF. And so as we look at what is happening internationally with this tariff, and we look at the world around us with the wars, we have to be very careful in terms in ways we maneuver our federation, and because we are susceptible to external impact, we have to think about how our economy will manage if there's any hit to the pillars that we have right now. The CBI being one of those, but the largest pillar that support us at this time.
And it's really unfortunate that if you listen to the ministers in the Labour cabinet, and God knows that I want to see good for them. I want the best for them and for the country. They're supposed to be the smartest set of people in the country. But they continue to make the same mistake over and over. You talk to them soft, they're not listening. You talk to them hard, they get upset. But partner, the country is on a serious decline. The country is in a mess. We got some serious headwinds ahead of us. Is we the citizens gonna have to deal with it? Is we gonna feel the blunt? You know, I got a clip here that I want to play. I had it set up last week and I did not play it. But I want to play that clip because it does not represent the politician. It represents a rapist, right? And it's a situation where there was a rich uncle that was supporting his brother, but the brother had a very beautiful young daughter. And that uncle came and started molesting the little niece. And no matter what she tried to explain to her father, the father did not believe, to the point where the only thing that happened in the end is the young lady said she got pregnant. And to shut down the facts, the uncle killed the young lady. Well, whether they want to kill me or not, the facts will come out. You understand? What we're going to discuss tonight and the information I'm bringing to you, DJ Marisha is not the only one in the Federation that have this information. So let me drop this clip. It's just a scenario to show you the kind of life that we're living.
This man came to sleep with his elder brother's daughter. He recently returned from abroad, and his older brother relies on him for financial support. He believes that because he is supporting her father financially, she should also fulfill his sexual desires. He warns her to keep this affair a secret from her father. This lady's life is in shambles. Her only crime is being the daughter of a man whose brother is a pedophile. She must choose between telling her father or continuing to suffer in silence. This is every lady's nightmare. The next morning, he sits innocently for a conversation with his older brother. The older brother is only interested in getting more money from him before he leaves. He sees his younger brother as a gold mine to exploit for his own selfish gain. A man obsessed with money will overlook everything else. Love for money can be dangerous. The daughter walks in during their meeting to see her father. She greets him reluctantly and her uncle with even less warmth. Her father notices that she's unhappy and tries to crack a joke to lighten the mood. She tells her father that she wants to see him privately. Her father is not willing to see her in private. He assures her that she can speak freely in front of her uncle. Parents, always give your children a private audience when they ask for it. The father believes that they both are the same, and she should feel safe to talk to them. No lady will feel safe in the face of a pedophile that molested her. She sits close to her father while struggling to find the words to describe her ordeal with her uncle. She's afraid to mention the ugly situation with the culprit present. She slowly narrates to the father how his brother comes to forcefully sleep with her at night. Her father quickly closes her mouth to stop her from speaking. The uncle acts surprised to hear such from her. The father is disappointed by his daughter's accusations against her uncle. He beats her and asks her to leave their presence immediately. His love for money has blinded him to his daughter's truth. He begins apologizing to his brother for his daughter's accusations. The love of money is a blindfold to truth and decency. This man believes his brother is innocent of the crime, simply because he's wealthy. He wants to stay in his good graces to keep getting money from him. A hungry mind can't see beyond its immediate needs. The man reassures him, affirming that he knows he's innocent and shouldn't worry about what just happened. The worst kind of betrayal comes from someone you call family. He offers to get him a glass of drink and leaves. This man is a wolf in sheep's clothing. Those with two faces never know which one to show when the truth is at stake. 2 days later, the uncle walks into the room while the lady is sleeping. He knows he has bought the father's conscience with his money. To some men, money answers all things. The man admires the lady's body and immediately starts to touch her. She wakes up, shocked to find her uncle in her bed again. He tells her to relax and let them have some fun. He reminds her that reporting him to her father would make her a liar. She's in a helpless situation with no choice but to fall prey to this man. The greatest power is the ability to control your desires, not be controlled by them. A father's neglect is a wound that lasts a lifetime for his daughter. 2 weeks later, the man sits in the living room, about to light a cigarette. His niece walks in and angrily sits beside him. She looks at him with no respect or fear. She tells him that she's pregnant with his child. She explains that this is the result of his late-night forceful actions with her. He immediately warns her not to mention this to her father. He knows he's responsible for the pregnancy, but he's not ready to accept any responsibility. He advises her to get rid of the baby before her father comes home. This is a definition of a selfish man. Selfishness makes a man blind to the pain he causes others. He reminds her that he can easily deny the pregnancy if she chooses to tell her father. This lady is not willing to abort the baby. She knows that the procedure might cost her life. She tells the man that the true father of her child will be revealed through a DNA test. The man knows that his test will reveal him as the father of the child and convict him for rape. He immediately stops her from leaving and asks her to come stay close to him. Cunningness is the art of manipulating truth to suit one's desires. He lies to the lady, assuring her that he will handle the situation and talk to his brother. The heart of man is capable of great love, but also of unimaginable cruelty. The man slowly picks up the handkerchief behind the lady while feeding her with lies. Trust can be dangerous when it's given to the wrong person. The man quickly covers the lady's face with the handkerchief and strangles her. This man just committed a crime called murder. He's also guilty of rape. This is a lesson to everyone. Parents, listen to your children when they make a complaint to you. Rape is a crime punishable under the law in every part of the world. Report any case of rape to the appropriate authority. Thank you for watching this video.
So, but as I said, I played that clip that folks could understand. These ministers of government, they are the rapists. And when you have folks like us that sound the alarm, listen to us. Because if you don't listen to us, the things to be coming ahead going to cause this country a lot of pain.
Yes, it's unfortunate. I keep saying that it is unfortunate because it's almost 3 years with the Labour administration, and they have been the cry of the people. And persons are complaining when it comes to affordable housing. Persons are complaining when it comes to infrastructure, such as roads, when it comes as utilities. There is a water issue. At some point in time, there are electricity issues. Just today, a member of my constituency, he spoke about the conditions of the Conyers Road. I said to him, I had a video talking about the conditions of that road in 2023. I circulated it. I messaged the representative. I sent him the video directly. 2024, I did an update in relation to the same road, and I did the same thing. I messaged the representative. I circulated. To date, we're in 2025. That road just the representative or whoever comes in, do temporary fixes to the road. When the rain falls, it's a disaster again. The same constituent said to me today, how can people living in that area feel comfortable? How could they be silent? And I said, they have been crying out, but nothing is happening. And so, as you have made the parallel, there are persons in this country continue to cry out, continue to talk about what they are facing. And it's as though it's on deaf ears. I believe that this administration only cares about winning an election. And so, having won the election in 2022, it's as though that is it. Their focus is only to win the next election. And so, based on what they think, coming on closer to the election, I am of the view that they're going to try to fool the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. Things that could not have happened in majority of the term might simply start to begin. And so I'm asking the people of St. Kitts and Nevis not to be fooled by the promises that they're going to make again. Because currently there are so many promises that have been unfulfilled. If you are suffering for about 3 years and on the brink of an election, an administration comes to you saying that they could fulfill all the requirements, all the needs that you have, if you give them another 5 years. Why did they not try to fulfill those needs and desires in the time that they had? And so I believe that the people of St. Kitts and Nevis, they are fed up. I say fed up because you can't be on the road, engage with persons, and not hear the complaints of the citizens. I have never heard so many persons complain like I'm hearing them complain now. And it is a sad reality that those who were elected to serve the people of St. Kitts and Nevis have neglected those who elected them. It is as though we elected kings and queens on the 5th of August. I think it was 2022. It's as though the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis didn't elect parliamentarians, representatives, but kings and queens. And so I like to say that sooner or later, the Pharaoh will have to let his people go, because we will not continue to put up and suffer another 5 years under this administration.
That's for sure. You have me on board. You asked me a question last year that I could not answer. I can answer it this evening. Is nowhere I am going to sit by and champion an administration that will be doing what they're doing to our citizens. And
Yes.
the funny thing about it is, I have been having conversation with several people throughout the federation in different form or another. And education is something that we have to give our people. Today, someone spoke to me, and as like she always do. She said, Marisha, can I ask you a question? Tell me if I'm wrong. She said, a lady came to me selling some provisions, some seasoning in a labor shop. And I told her, I'm not going to buy nothing from her, got her in a labor shop because labor ain't doing the country right. Am I wrong? I said, yes, you're wrong. She said, why am I wrong? I said, you run a business and it does not matter who you support. I would encourage people to support you. So whether it's Labour, PAM, PLP, CCM, NRP, if the lady is selling provisions or seasoned peppers or whatever, no matter what she's wearing, support her. She may support you. So these ministers of government have our people so brainwashed that they hating each other for the bad habit and the bad work, the manipulation of these ministers. They got the people wrapped.
And this sad situation, DJ Marisha, is that while the people of St. Kitts and Nevis continue to suffer, these members of parliament, these cabinet ministers, they're comfortable. They're
Very
being
comfortable.
paid the highest that any cabinet minister has been paid in the Federation's history. They are the highest paid, most paid. When you look at the history that we've had, cabinet ministers, no other cabinet minister has been paid as much as these persons are being paid because they increased their salary by 33% just a couple of years ago. Not even a good 2 years in office. Their focus was increasing their salary. And they come with the excuse as though all these recommendations were there by the former administration. Recommendations that were never implemented. And if we were to look at those persons who served in the last administration, some of them had served for years without an increase. Majority of these parliamentarians, ministers of government, who sit now in their high offices, are relatively new. Many of them, this is the first time that they've been in parliament. Many of them, this is the first time they've been in government. And so they did not even wait until their term in office was concluding, that there was some, even in the fourth year. In the fourth year, if it is that you really serve the people, you really accomplish all that you say you were going to accomplish, I do not believe that the people of St. Kitts and Nevis would have been so upset as they are now, because what they would have said to themselves is that this is an administration that looked out for the people, assisted the country, pushed the country forward, and as would have been so rewarded in terms of their hard work. But on the flip side, we have ministers who many complain are not doing what they're supposed to do. In fact, they have given themselves an increase and are doing less work. They could not have been employed in any private institution, receiving an increase in such a short time and doing less work than those persons who were in the same position did before them. And so one has to look at where are their priorities. Are their priorities with the people of St. Kitts and Nevis? There are so many allegations going around. We look at their constant travel, DJ Marisha. They travel numerously with large delegations. And of course, you expect that as ministers of government, they're going to travel. But we also expect that after these lavish trips, they're going to come back with something for the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. The last time they traveled in a large contingent was to Nigeria. They spoke about MOU, they spoke about a lot of things. But months, days have passed, DJ. What is the after effect? What is happening? What is the update? Are we going to wait until another travel opportunity that results in nothing? And that is the harsh reality. Constantly traveling and not bringing back anything for the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. That can't be right.
But as a the truth is on the surface. It's just a matter to buzz, right? And I am someone, when I support anyone, I support it to the end. It does not matter what it costs me. I am going to stay true to that person. And I don't know if you listen to my podcast weekly, but I had announced some weeks back that I was invited to Washington to look at the documentary that was supposed to be released in November of last year, then February of this year, then it's there pending. For whatever reason, it's been pending. But someone on my thread had made a statement that with the technology of today, why should I have to fly to Washington to look at a documentary when I can stay any part of the world and see it? And I guess Mr. Martinez decided to make the adjustment. And a 2-hour documentary that I was supposed to fly to Washington to see was brought down to an hour. And I received a message last week if I would like to see the documentary. And I said yes, because I need to know if I am speaking to the Prime Minister, I am speaking from a position of knowledge, not assuming. I don't want to know our Prime Minister, our government, our country is in any way affected by what is taking place out there. So I did go and look at that documentary. And after I left that documentary, I sent a message to the Prime Minister. I said, good afternoon, Mr. Honorable Prime Minister. Joe, how are you doing? This message is to update you that the documentary about the CBI produced by Mr. Martinez, I went to the screening and it is well put together and very compelling. Several of our citizens, including yourself, is featured in it. I recommend that you try to see it before it hit the general public. It is very damaging. As you're aware, I am only a phone call away. Time is running out. I don't want this stuff to release to the general public because it's not about hurting the Prime Minister or hurting the Labour Party. This documentary is going to affect the country and the citizens, not just St. Kitts and Nevis. You got Dominica, you got St. Lucia, and other regional countries. This message was sent at 5:23 in the afternoon on Friday. A Prime Minister that normally don't have time to respond to me when I message him. 3 minutes later, I got a response. Good day. I am sorry that you are caught up in this. Take care. This man cared about 40 to 100 million. He tried to extort. I do not know about that. The AG was in the room. I do not know about that. You will be okay. Take care. These are some quick message shooting out across from him. And he advised me to be careful. And this is why I can say to you, Mr. Azad, Brother Gums, the Prime Minister, as a person that I have dealt with, he showed me that human of part of him. He showed me that care, that love. And I will hope that he do the right thing for this country and for himself, that we don't have to continue going through this thing, because on the horizon, there are some big things about to drop. You're going to affect a lot of people in this federation, including innocent people. I have advised the Prime Minister, as I said earlier, people out there, they lend somebody a $200 or $500 and they don't get it back. It's all kind of war. These are millions of dollars that people invested in this country. You heard about Madoff and the other gentleman there, Sanford, with the cricket stuff. They're in jail because of investors' money. This man, Mr. Martinez, could very well be facing the same situation. You encourage a man to come and buy the OTI. You now cut off his lifeline to regain his funds. We collect the funds that they spend. Well, do the right thing as a government. Buy back the OTI. Give the people them the money and cut them loose. We got the CFBC, give them the college to run. I mean, the hotel to run. You got ways of trying to, as a matter of fact, you could even use the OTI for government offices because we're paying rent all over the place. But give a clean cut and get rid of this problem, because the problem ain't going away. The monies that was spent in this country by these investors are not going to walk away. These are my advice to the Prime Minister. They're worried about, because I speak about a small crowd in St. Paul, but it was small. Following that statement, people called me from St. Peter's, people called me from Central, saying that ain't no different. The crowd was small. So attacking the DJ, is it going to increase your crowd? Attacking the DJ, is it going to fix the problems that need to be fixed? These people out there who are celebrating, I have said this before, if I go to sleep hungry, I can wake up with something to eat, you know. I go to sleep hungry by choice, not because I don't have it. I will be okay. That is why I don't have a problem sacrificing myself for a change of this federation. I know that somebody have to sacrifice. Many people out there don't have the luxury that I have. That is why they cannot speak. So I'll speak for them. And Brother Gums, there's a song here by the King Short Shirt. Speak about illusion. You're familiar with that song?
I may be. I'm going to listen.
Take a quick listen.
Yes. Oh yes, yes.
They were free, and slavery has lost its sting. But they're not foolish, they can see you're lying deep within. Slavery has not left our doors, not yet, I'm sure. We have got to fight the battle some more. The time has come for every man in the Caribbean. Forge one common destiny, designed to make our people free. We have got to stand up for the right to lead the lives we choose, to change and answer to refuse. If you think the battle is done, my brother, and you are riding an illusion, an illusion. You talk of progress, love and justice, peace and unity, all illusion. We have no hold on these our native islands. Our hands are tied, we don't control our actions. From there we forward together in a social endeavor of old. Social control, we slave no more, we slave no more. Only then we'll slave no more. We'll beg no more, we'll stoop no more. Only then we'll forevermore, subjected from shore to shore, reflecting cowardice and shame against our ancestral name. hiding, no warriors left among us to rise and shine. No heroes left to rise up unto the shrine. No martyrs in our history for the youth to do. Scholars died to make us free. Coffee died to make us free. Garvey died to make us free. Must all these warriors die in vain while we go back to slavery once again? If you think the battle is done, my brother, if you are riding an illusion, an illusion. You talk of progress, love and justice, peace and unity. All illusion, all illusion. We have no hold on these our native islands. Our hands are tied, we don't control our actions. From the we forward together in a social endeavor of whole. Social control, we slave no more, we slave no more. Only then we'll slave no more. We'll beg no more, we'll stoop no more. Only then we'll need no more. The struggle has only just begun. We've got to carry on. Uniting these West Indian lands may take us generations. But independent in this region don't mean one down. If we can be independent as one, the economical policies are disheartening. The people's voices are ringing. We are tired of living a life of total subjection. Told what to spend and what to keep. God knows sometimes we ain't even have enough to eat. If you think the battle is done, my brother, if you are riding an illusion, an illusion. You talk of progress, love and justice, peace and unity. All illusion, all illusion. We have no hold on these our native islands. Our hands are tied, we don't control our actions. From the we forward together in a social endeavor of whole. Social control, we slave no more, we slave no more. Only then we'll slave no more. We'll beg no more, we'll stoop no more. Only then we'll need no more.
Yeah, brother Hazard. I play that song because I see someone online, maybe one or two of
Yes.
them, but there's someone online who is trying to justify the labor doctrine. This is an individual that came to me on numerous occasions following the August 5th election 2022,
Yes.
who flew in from New York and could not get back out and could not be accommodated by the same Labour Party to fly them back out. Where I had to get involved to assist in ensuring that they get back to New York. The job was on the line. There's so many other people that I had to assist protecting this labor and trying to get them to continue to support labor. But they're here in line defending labor after what they went through. This thing about PAM and labor and system, like I said, I am not going to do in a party politics. I have witnessed for myself. I have heard things I experience and I will deal with candidates. I'm not into the party politics. I have seen what has been done to people in this country. The people out there that are crying that wants me to be here. I will represent. The people that hate me, that is fine. I have no control over that. But I will do my part for this bill of federation. And if we have to change government every 2 years, every year, whatever it takes to get it right, I will be a part of that. That's the reality.
And I agree with your sentiments. I mean, at the end of the day, if we are put there to serve the people and the people find that we are not doing what we were put there to do, it is the role, the expectation that, the people will make a change of the change. Because many persons, they look at, politics as a life career for them. It should not be a life career for enrichment. And I'm not talking about anybody specifically, I'm talking generally. It's whoever has the privilege to be elected as a member of parliament, a representative, should have the people's best interests at heart. You know, the term honorable is given because the expectation is that the holder of the position will do honorable things. And so we must not only refer to members of parliament as honorable as a means of, you know, just a title given out of respect. But we should believe that those who are elected to serve are honorable indeed by doing honorable things.
And this is the whole thing about this honorable matter. There's so many dishonorables that hold this title honorable. And when the facts come out, many of us, well, not me, because I have seen the facts. I saw the documentary, not a full 2 hour, but it's so plain. Other individual who was sitting there with me and they look at me, they say, Marisha, are you seeing what I'm seeing? And the situation is grave. They are a small fraction of this country. I do not know how they get those numbers fit in their accounts. Well, people here crying in this country. Like I said before, during COVID, taxi drivers lost their taxis, bus drivers lost their bus, people lost their homes, people lost their girlfriends, their wife and boyfriend and otherwise, because they could not make ends meet while these people taking millions and billions for themselves. This is what these people don't understand. This is not a farce. This is not no fake news. These are facts. How could people elected take an oath to do according to the Constitution and knock about the country, betray the people? If it was wrong under the Team Unity administration, you have to be wrong under this administration. And the DJ will not be nobody puppet to spin and twist nothing for them. I see someone today saying, I speak too much. My mouth live a door. I run a podcast. I come here on a Wednesday evening to speak to the people, to educate the people about what is taking place in our beloved federation. I didn't take any oath to spin for a particular party. I didn't take any oath to hide any secrets, and I will not. Right before our eyes up there in Warner Park, we watch those elected members take an oath of secrecy. We watch them do that. So I don't expect them to come and tell us the truth. I expect them to hold one head. But what I am saying to Prime Minister Joe in the past, and I'm going to say tonight, all of these things that you claim that you have, the 1,200 fake marriages, the 400 million that gone down the drain, the 400 million ain't gone down the drain, you know where it is. Come to the people with the information. What's taking place down there at the Ramada Hotel? Bring the agreement to the people. Let the people see the facts. That prison project that I was made to understand, there was no permit approved for that. There's no locals there working. Bring that agreement to the people. Let the people know what's going on. That Smart House 2400, you all know the status of that. Did DJ have the information? Did DJ know the information for that? I'm not going to come here and throw you all under the bus because I'm not upset with you all, I am not surprised, What has transpired is something I expected, I was prepared for. Like I said, every week, me and my boiler will have a bet that I don't get a letter. The letter take too long to come. But it's something that I expect. That's why I was packed and ready to go when I was called.
Yes.
But The situation is this. You'll be surprised that they put in the rat to guard the cheese. Because the people who are involved in these corruptive behaviors, you will never believe who they are. The former administration, this administration fool off the citizens about this cannabis law. People get the impression that it was free to go down there and smoke down the place and plant your herb and sell your herb and it would be okay. How many people will end up being charged and going to jail for it? While high crime and misdemeanor is still taking place in high places and nobody going to jail. So, Brother Azad,
Yes.
we have a lot to do, a lot to deal with. And as I said, I came here this evening to just present to the people that there's no rumor. Yes, the DJ received his separation letter and I accepted it and it's fine, long overdue. And I'm gonna drop a track and give you a chance to gather your final thoughts because 8 o'clock I'm out of here.
Yes.
So stand by. This one is by my boy, Brother Emmanuel again. This one is In Spite of All.
At long last, out of chaos and strife, we found a hope we've never known. A glimpse, just a glimmer, just a gleam, but a flicker of light like I have never seen. The voices of my people tells me that they're reaching maturity. Their spirit shows that determination for a new society. Though plagued by injustice, misfortune and strain, and constant oppression, I force our change. Though we fail to get along, there's one thing we have in common. The oppression we bear will forge us as one. Yet in spite of all our hardship and misery, and poor economic condition, we must struggle on. The state of affair at the moment indicate that a stand will have to be taken soon by the people ourselves, our future sake. Can't allow all our time, efforts and talents to waste. If we open up our eyes, we could soar the skies and make this island a paradise. We can unite, speaking with divided voices. Rise, 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 rise. People, open up your eyes. Produce, that's the answer, produce. Develop our own, use our own, and own our own. Despite our political views, we must all understand that we are part of this island. And the same stick licking the wild goat is the same stick licking the tame. Everybody drifting in the same boat, we all sinking just the same. Some of them are claiming that they have this country at heart, but their actions are showing they're splitting the people apart. Man, we pulling and tugging, we so colorblind we can't see. Tis no wonder we are used and abused constantly. Yet in spite of all our hardship and misery and poor economics condition, we must struggle on. The state of affair at the moment indicate that a stand will have to be taken soon by the people ourselves for our future sake. Can't allow all our time, efforts and talents to waste. If we open up our eyes, we could soar the skies and make this island a paradise. We can unite, speaking with divided voices. Rise, 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 rise. People, open up your eyes. Perhaps, just perhaps, I thought the pressure we feel that is revealed the world around would serve us as a lesson that ought to make us aware the needs to create lifestyle more sound. The principles of capitalism has left us an empty shell. The decadence of society is the results as well. Promote cooperation, knowledge and skill, and industrial programs that would be producing
A strong and hard-working man will be glad to own a piece of this land and be rid of this cancer foreign domination. Yet in spite of all our hardship and misery and poor economics condition, we must struggle on. The state of affair at the moment indicates that a stand will have to be taken soon by we the people ourselves, for our future's sake. Can't allow all our time, efforts and talents to waste. If we open up our eyes, we could soar the skies and make this island a paradise. We can unite, speaking with divided voices. Rise, 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 rise. People, open up your eyes.
Yeah, brother Gums, you gotta open up your eyes, my brother.
My eyes are wide open, and I understand the situation. I understand the plight of the people. I hear their plight, their voices. It's unfortunate that those who are elected at this present moment are blind or choose to turn a blind eye to those persons who need them most.
That's for sure. And you know, there's another track, you know, if you're familiar with this one, you know, by the King Swallow.
I am not here to ridicule, not to destroy, not to divide, not to go down inch by inch. We must keep the country on wheel and have the entire engine running still. That's how I feel. Let me hear you sound your voice for the land. If you love this land, get up and show the world where you stand. This is our land. Now the country need you more than before. This is our land. Where you want to stifle the country for? If you love this land. I hate anything that resembles corruption. I hate anything that resembles depression. I hate anything that will make this country fall. So rise and shine when the country's duties call. Let me hear you sound your voice for the land. If you love this land, get up and show the world where you stand. This is our land. I never sing anti-government song and cuss the country where I belong. It is my country first and then man. Yep, 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 yep.
Lyrically, big song by the man there, the Flying Swallow. Is my country first and then man. Not one man going to have me sacrifice my credibility for not even 2 cents, 2 pieces of silver. No man gonna get that out of me.
I
I'm gonna
must
drop.
say, DJ, I do appreciate the selection because I am too a Calypso fan. I remember my days as a child, my uncle, while taking me and my siblings and my relatives to school, would play those Calypso tunes from Trinidad and Tobago, the Mighty Sparrow and the like. If I don't know if you have the track, it's by Young Brother. I know Young Brother is going to be here for music festival. He sang a song "We Rise," and I do believe that the Federation of Saint Kitts and Nevis shall rise from the situation we are facing today. I believe that there is hope for the people of Saint Kitts and Nevis. I believe that in time to come, whenever the election is called, that we will persevere and we shall rise.
That's for sure. And with that, Brother Azad, I'm gonna drop the ad. I'm gonna go into my unofficial anthem of the Federation and call it a night.
Yes.
So following the ad, if you have something you want to say, you can go right ahead.
Wednesday evenings are heating up. Log on to DJ Marishall's Facebook Live broadcast every Wednesday evening from 6 to 8 p.m. It's a frank and candid exploration into the social, cultural, political, and economic issues affecting our federation. And just in case you missed it, you can also catch the broadcast on his YouTube channel, DJ Marishaw. Subscribe to the channel on YouTube and smash that bell. You will be notified whenever he goes live. DJ Marishaw, every Wednesday evening, Facebook 6 to 8 p.m. or thereafter on his YouTube channel, DJ Marishaw. Log on.
Yeah, Brother Azad.
Yes. DJ, I just want to say thank you for the opportunity that you gave to me. In fact, we had our conversation last evening, Sunday, on my program Unfiltered. It was not until this afternoon that you called me and asked whether or not I was available to be on your podcast. In fact, as I said earlier, I never thought that I would have been a guest so soon. I am sorry to hear what has happened to you in terms of your employment. I do encourage you, however, to continue to fight for those who cannot fight for themselves. Continue to be the voice of those persons whose voices may not be heard at this point in time for whatever reason. Do not be dismayed by those persons who are in power, who try, and supporters of those who are in power, who may try to bring you down. In fact, I said too that when I voice my concerns. I am told by those persons who support the Labour administration that I am a political distractor. In fact, just recently I spoke about the shortcomings of the Minister of Sports and the Minister of Agriculture. I spoke about the greenhouses that were to be completed, but far from completion. I spoke about the Kim Collins Athletic Custody as the Kim Collins Athletic Stadium. And now I see videos being published all over St. Kitts and Nevis on social media about its completion. And I say, I am happy that it's coming to an end in terms of it being completed. I'm not upset. In fact, that is the very reason why I sounded the alarm, because it was taking far too long. And so they tagged me in posts showing me the video. And I am content that because of my voice and the voice of others, that something is being done. So I will continue to speak on issues. I will continue to sound the alarm. Because if that, by doing that, makes them do their work, then so be it.
Makes sense. And I thank you for those 3 words. And I would say as well that I am happy for the opportunity that I was able to contribute to our beloved federation. And
Yes.
I can say this, my assessment is just very simple. We will not get results with these kinds of actions where there's no action, there's inaction. And with inaction, you're not going to get anywhere. There's no kind of cover up going to save what is taking place out there. There's something that we call scab. You remember when you're falling and you get a scab on your foot?
I know too well. I think all of us have
Well,
fallen before.
when you take off that scab, don't it start bleeding again?
Yes, and it is the flesh
Well,
is
well,
exposed.
all of those scabs that out there trying to cover and deflect, and the issues that we have, the time will come where they will see the bleed. The DJ is not worried about that. I am about the country. As I've said from the one, I support Prime Minister Joe. It's clear to me that Prime Minister Joe does not support me. So at the end of the day, I will continue to speak on behalf of the people of this federation and do my best to champion positivity for our beloved federation. With that, Brother Combs, I'm going to introduce you to my outgoing song, my closing song. This one is by the late, great King Arrow. And it is not a better time for the song to be played than this evening. So I want to thank the Arrow family, because this one, we will arise with the help of
unification, building a brand new nation. We'll move on together hand in hand. Rise, citizens, arise. The country is yours, all yours, still yours. Would you assist building a wall so massive or a bridge? Don't care how small, as one tends to divide our people, the other unite us all. Unambitious men just cannot be a part of this community. Displaying selfishness, a total lack of interest. No, I said no, not at all. Citizens, let's unite and stand up for rights, all our lives and our lives. Let us reintegrate and correct all mistakes. Reunification, building a brand new nation. We move on together hand in hand. Rise, citizens, arise. The country is yours, all yours, still yours. Can your conscience be clear? Indulging corruption or misusing public office, being accused of unemployment and crimes, or disrupting a citizen's peace. Oh, my country in this harmony, separated politically. Hatred for a brother cannot love each other. No, I say no, not at all. Citizens, let's unite and stand up for rights, all our lives and our lives. Let us reintegrate and correct all mistakes. Reunification, building a brand new nation. We move on together hand in hand. So rise, citizens, arise. The country is yours, all yours, still yours.
Azad, that's the end of the night, and I want to thank you for taking the time out at a short notice to join me this evening to have our very interesting conversation.
Thank you, DJ Marisha, for the opportunity. I do hope that you will be safe and that you will press on. I do, those persons who have listened, I thank you for listening to the program and the conversation that we had this evening. Hopefully, we are able to inspire persons to make the change because St. Kitts and Nevis can only make that change if majority of us are together. A majority of us say an end to this Labour administration.
My brother, man, I'm safe in the arms of Jesus, safe and his gentle breast. I have no worries. I have a peace of mind. Like I said, the weight is lifted. I can now feel, feel free to present to the public the information without having any kind of concern of crossing that line, because it was a line that sometimes non-existent in this podcast. So I am free to present to the people the facts without wondering who I may be offending. So again,
And
have a
DJ,
good night.
before you go, I want to say, that you are welcome in terms of the People's Action Movement. We are here putting people first. We have a agenda, and that agenda is to see that the people of St. Kitts and Nevis rise again. And of course, whether you join by membership or whether you want to be an independent and join in the fight, you are welcome.
Thanks for the invitation, sir. And we will see what the future holds.
Yes.
Until such time, have a pleasant evening, my good people. Look forward to seeing you on Wednesday.